Welcome to the BVR Tactics Training Lesson. Head towards waypoint 1 at about 25,000 feet and 350 knots. You can use your autopilot if you want. Air-to-air combat is a complex topic with lots of considerations and possible tactics. In this lesson, we'll cover just the basics of approaching a BVR engagement against other fighters, but much of it will also apply to engagements with defensive targets like bombers or transports. In this mission, we're flying a combat air patrol, or CAP, near the Russian border. In a combat air patrol, you'll be flying back and forth along a specific route, in this case between waypoints 0 and 1, and engaging threatening bandits, enemy aircraft. Press the spacebar to continue. Once we start our engagement, things will happen fast, so first I'll outline what we'll be doing. There will be two bandits. When you're able to see them on your radar, you'll target one and tell your wingman, engage my target. Then you'll untarget that bandit and target the other to engage yourself. When you're within max missile range, you'll fire one missile. This will have a low probability of hitting, but will put your target on the defensive. Then, if your target is still alive when your range closes to RTR, you'll fire another. Alright, when you're ready to start, press I to turn your radar on, and press 2 to exit navigation, ADI, master mode, and enter air-to-air master mode. Since you don't know how far away any bandits might be yet, set your radar display range to its max setting of 160 miles. The minus and equals keys adjust your display range, then press the spacebar to continue. When flying CAP, you'll generally want to command your flight to line abreast formation. This spreads all of you out along a horizontal line, increasing the search volume of your radars. Open the communication menu by pressing \. Press F1 to choose commands to your flight. Next, press F9 to choose formation commands, and then press F2 to select line abreast. Press the spacebar once you've got confirmation from your wingman.
Flight, go line abreast.
Roger.
If radar stations are present, you can communicate with them to get information on bogies, contacts of unknown identity. These radar stations can be in the form of airborne warning and control systems, or AWACS, such as an E2 or E3, or a ground-based radar called an early warning radar, or EWR. Today you've got an E3 AWACS call sign Overlord. You can radio the AWACS from your communication menu as needed. When an AWACS or EWR picks up a new bogey, it'll give you its BRA, bearing from you, range from you, altitude, and aspect relative to you. You can also request this information about the closest bogey by requesting a bogey dope via radio by pressing left win O. Press the spacebar to continue. Continue towards waypoint 1.
Enfield 1-1, Overlord 1-1, BRA 3857, Fort 110 at 27,000, flanking. Enfield 1-1, Overlord
AWACS just detected
1-1,
bandits.
BRA
Time to engage.
359,
When
Fort
engaging an enemy in
110
BVR, you want as much
at
speed and altitude as possible to give your
30,000
missiles longer range. When you launch missiles from higher altitude, your missiles are basically going downhill towards your target. Also, the air is thinner at higher altitudes, meaning less drag on your missiles. And the faster you're going towards your target when you launch a missile, the more of a boost you'll be giving the missile on its way. First, push the throttle all the way to afterburner. Next, to decrease your weight and drag, jettison your external fuel tanks by pressing left Alt-R now.
Enfield 1-1, Overlord 1-1, BRA 3856, Fort 100 at 38,000 knots. Enfield 1-1, Overlord 1-1, BRA 003, Fort 90 at 35,000 knots.
Next, pull up into a climb, but don't go so steep that your speed falls below Mach 0.9. Remember, Mach is shown in the bottom left of the HUD above your G-loading. Level off at about 40,000 feet. Climb high enough that you're not producing contrails. You can tell by looking back at your wingmen once they're at the same altitude as you. Adjust your radar settings to make finding the bandits easier. Because your AWACS told you the bogies are hot, cycle your radar PRF by pressing right-shift-I until you get to high PRF, which has the best performance against hot aspects. Don't forget to change your PRF again if the target aspect changes though, or else you'll have trouble finding them then. Press the spacebar to continue.
Enfield 1-1, Overlord 1-1, Bra 356, 480 at 23,000 knots.
Locate the bogies on your radar, but don't lock them up yet. You may need to adjust the zoom of the antenna elevation to match their range and altitude.
If they're still far away, you may not detect them yet. You may need to keep adjusting antenna elevation as the distance closes, or if altitudes change. Once you start to see the bogies on your RWR or radar, try to keep a mental picture of their locations and altitude, as well as your wingmans. This will be invaluable if you lose them on your radar. Once you see the bogies on your radar, switch to TWS mode so you can get more information on them by pressing right-Alt-I. Your wingman won't engage targets unless fired upon, or unless you command them to. You are facing two bogies, so you can ask your wingman to take one and you can handle the other. Select one as your PDT, then command your wingman to engage it by pressing left 1 Q.
Enfield 1-1.
Next, DCS detonate you by pressing backspace. Now target the other bogie as your PDT. Instead of flying directly at your target, turn left or right to place it just inside the limits of your radar. That is, just inside your 10 or 2. This is called cranking and reduces your closure rate, meaning your opponent's missiles won't be as effective. If your RWR signals a radar lock on you, turn on the UCM jammer by pressing E. Press the spacebar when your target is within max missile range.
40,000 knots.
Contact bearing 354.50.
Enfield 1-1, Overlord.
Let's get ready to fire. Outside RTR, your missile may not hit, but will put your opponent on the defensive. Contact your targets so you're pointing directly at them. Then pull the nose up to about 15 degrees above the horizon.
Shoot.
Hold the weapon with your on your joystick or right alt space to fire a missile.
001-445 at
Now, crank again by turning until your target is just inside your radar scan limits. Until the timer on the HUD indicates that your missile seeker is active, you want to keep the target locked in TWS or SCT unless you need to turn to evade a missile. When you reach RTR, turn and fire another missile, then crank again. Then throttle back to military power. This will further reduce your closure rate and make it harder for any missiles to reach you. If the timer on the HUD runs out and you haven't hit the target, turn back to fire again. If you're getting too close though, you'll be entering the close combat arena, which is a whole different ballgame. If you don't want to do that, you'll have to turn around and gain some distance, then re-engage. If you hit your target before your wingman hits his, you can now try to go help your wingman out.
Enfield 1-1, Overlord 1-1, Bra 06943 at 40,000 knots.
2, Tally Bandit, 12 o'clock.
Enfield 1-1, Overlord 1-1, Bra 014-421 at 40,000 knots.
Tally Bandit, 11 o'clock. 2, contact bearing 310.3. 2, contact bearing 022.17. 2, contact bearing 025.16.
1-1. Infield 1-1. Request bogey dope. Enfield 1-1. Overlord 1-1. Bra 251 410 at 18,000. Flanking.
Shoot. 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 Shoot.
Enfield 1-1. Overlord 1-1. Bra 352 41 at 15,000. Cold.
Both targets are hit. Nice work. Besides asking your wingman to engage your target, you can also ask your wingman to engage all targets, left wing B, or to cover you, left wing W. All these commands are also available in the communication menu. As mentioned earlier, the tactics covered in this lesson are geared towards engaging offensive fighters. Things are a bit easier when engaging defensive targets. For example, there's no need to crank or to fire an early missile just to force them on the defensive. This concludes this training lesson. I've activated additional targets if you'd like to practice further, or press escape to end the lesson now.
Enfield 1-1. Overlord 1-1. Bra 095 Fort 120 at 28,000 knots. Enfield 1-1. Overlord 1-1. Bra 099 Fort 110 at 28,000 knots. Enfield 1-1. Overlord 1-1. Bra 099 Fort 110 at 28,000 knots. Enfield 1-1. Overlord 1-1. Bra 099 Fort 100 at 35,000 knots. Enfield 1-1. Overlord 1-1. Bra 096 Fort 100 at 38,000 knots. Enfield 1-1, Overlord 1-1, Bra 092-480 at 35,000 knots. Enfield 1-1, Overlord 1-1, Bra 093-490 at 35,000 flanking.
Spike, 11 o'clock.
Enfield 1-1, Overlord 1-1, Bra 089-460 at 35,000 knots. Enfield 1-1, Overlord 1-1, Bra 097-470 at 35,000 knots.
Contact bearing 087.50.
Shoot. Shoot.
Enfield 1-1, Overlord 1-1, Bra 088-440 at 35,000.
Contact bearing 097.50.
Enfield 1-1, Overlord 1-1, flight. Engage my target.
2, copy. 2, engaging bandit.
Shoot. Shoot.
2, Spike, 12 o'clock. 2, Spike, 12 o'clock. 2, Fox 3.
Shoot. Shoot.
Enfield 1-1, Overlord 1-1, Bra 102-418 at 35,000 flanking.
Shoot. Shoot.
Enfield 1-1, Overlord 1-1, Bra 111-422 at 35,000 knots.
2, contact 2.
Shoot.
Engage defensive.
Shoot.
2, engaging bandit. 2, flash 1. 2, rejoin.
Enfield 1-1, Overlord 1-1, Bra 108.
All targets are destroyed. You can continue flying if you like, or press escape to end the mission now.